them haters, I left them for the work. Keep the gospel that I preach, y'all. Welcome to the church.
All right, so the current state of the world has been creating newfound time for many of us while we wait for sports to resume and much more importantly, life to return in the semblance of normal. To pass the time and to follow the recent buzz created by 2020's WNBA draft, I take a deep dive into the NBA 2K20's WNBA integration and created a wish list of features for the next iteration of the game. The first year of the WNBA and surpassed EA Sports' 2 years head start with NBA Live 18, NBA Live 19 on a number of fronts. That said, for 2K to bring the integration up to the standards women fans deserve and their industry-leading NBA simulations has created, I've logged these 20 things need to be added as soon as possible. All right, this is basically the same thing, almost like the same thing I've been feeling as being somebody that says, oh, you know, let me tune into to WNBA. Okay, I'm starting to like WNBA, and then not feeling like we have the representation inside the video game that we need, and some things that they could do inside the video game to make the video game better. All right. Number one, fix the in-game commentary audio. Okay, I agree with this one. One of the most glaring issues with 2K20 is with the WNBA, where the multiple instances that the in-game announcers misgendering players' actions using he, him, his instead of she, her, and hers. That can't be happening. I haven't heard any actions in NBA modes using females wording, so hearing it in the WNBA games make the mode feel a bit unprofessional. Okay, there are so many times where they mention the mentions could just be unclear pronunciations, or even happening in the game where they usually is so much polish on the commentary is a problem. I've had fellow gamers on Twitter confirm that this happened to them, so it's definitely not an isolated incident. All right, listen, that's one of the things that will kill your immersion faster than anything. When you're playing a WNBA mode and they refer to you just score a bucket with Candace Parker, and they're like, he drove to the lane and laid it in. And you're like, what? Like, it just doesn't work. Okay. Choose more recognizable and more diverse announcers. Okay. And I agree with that too. I think they have Cheryl as an announcer in the WNBA. Maybe include her into there because she's a more recognized personality. If y'all don't know who that is, I think she's and someone will correct me in the comment section if I'm right, I'm below if I'm wrong, but she's Reggie Miller's sister. And I think they definitely need to include her into the announcing and the commentating for the WNBA. The all-male trio of announcers in the WNBA modes did a admirable job providing commentary in the game. While I generally enjoy the commentaries and it seemed to get better after launch, sometimes their insights into players were a bit formatical. Add the pre-game, post-game show. If any of the veteran announcers could be added to 2K21, it would be a perfect sense to create a pre-game, post-game panel package for the women. Any grouping of these announcers could easily create analysis for the teams and give the women the same treatment that Shaq, Kenny Smith, and Ernie Johnson give the men. Okay? Once again, they do post-game shows on WNBA, and that stuff's not included. Like I said, 2K, we know this is your first year with WNBA, and we just want to see that added to the WNBA. All right, we're right here. Extended season mode past one season. Okay. Yes, so I finished the season. Let me talk about that too, because I have to put my input in that. For 2K, I finished the season, and I had a chance to finish an actual WNBA season in 2K, and that was a real enjoyment. I didn't win the championship. I actually lost. But after that, you cannot play it anymore. Like you literally cannot continue for the next year. It just stops you right then and there, and you can't go on. Okay, that's not good, because even if you play on the NBA side, you can continue your season and go into the next year. And I think they need to do that with WNBA. I won't read this because I know exactly what he's talking about from there. Another thing he touched on is allow for creation of female players, custom rosters, and draft classes. Okay. This is what I talked about when we was having where they had the wrong roster update and we had to wait for 2K to put out a patch to update the roster. Like, We shouldn't have to wait on 2K to update the roster. We should be able to do that ourselves. And by adding custom rosters, it allows us to fix errors that might be there if they're not paying attention to WNBA or do things like that. And as a player for the first year of 2K, I felt like my season and my roster was fucked up and there was nothing I could do about it. And I don't like that because that's always been around in the NBA, and it's only because I was playing WNBA that happened. All right. Allow for playoff only mode. I said this as well. They have no WNBA playoffs. We cannot play it. If I said, hey, listen, I want to play with this team in the playoffs, I can't. There's nothing. I can't do anything like that in the current state of the game. So that's why with 2K21, these changes need to be implemented fast. Continue to improve on the strong face scan data. All right, the face scan data is not terrible, but it's pretty damn bad when it comes to WNBA. I'm just gonna have to just call it what it is. Like, if you're gonna do it right. Like, don't half-ass it. These women deserve way more than that than to get half-ass face scans. If you're gonna take the time out to scan the NBA players, you gotta do the women, bro. You gotta do the women. Like, you gotta think about, like, the way you want to think about this, right, is if you have a kid and your daughter's looking up to an athlete, she's a big fan of a player that's playing that's playing ball, and she looks at the player scan of her and is like, this looks nothing like her. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna go play the regular NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be like that. All right. So, and continue to improve on strong face scan data. All right. Scan in or properly gender each head coach. I said this before too. The problem is they don't even have the coaches represented the right way. All the coaches in the game, they're male coaches. There's a lot of times there are some male coaches that are coaching in the WNBA. I just learned probably not too long ago, because I've just been following WNBA, that there is actually a gay coach that's coaching the WNBA. And like I said, it's just representation. It's representation inside the game. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be female, male, all that needs to be represented inside the game. Allow for online play now. Okay, so the play now is a mode that basically when you boot up the game, it's right here. So you can go here and you can do play online, right? The problem with the play online is, like, when you come here and you go to play, if you're a WNBA fan, there's nothing here for you. Like, there's nothing here for you at all. So you get NBA teams, NBA teams, NBA teams, NBA teams all day long. And if you're a fan of WNBA, then it's like you don't belong here. WNBA's finals actually puts in a celebration sequence. All right. As I probably mentioned, I won the title with the Las Vegas Aces season, and after the final game, there was a quick championship graphic, and that's it. Listen to this, y'all. No trophy celebration, no locker room celebration, nothing. In my semifinals win to get to the finals, the NBA Conference Trophy cutscene played a post game at least, adding a touch where it surely be appreciated by the WNBA community. It was so discrediting. Like, I made it all the way to the finals, and I got there and I was like, yeah, I'm here. And it's just like, I didn't feel like I was there. I felt like I was just doing another preseason game or another post game. So they gotta spice that up. Shout out to the 2K team. I think they're doing to be able to play with female athletes in 2K is amazing right now. But we need you guys to push the bar and make it more unique, you know, because there's these women have to be represented, and there's little girls growing up wanting to play basketball, and they look up to these girls as role models. So the proper representation is we need that. So, but yeah, that's my rant. That's my conversation about things that I want to see in 2K21. Shout out to Lamar Carter for this great article. Things that he want to see in the game of 2K21 when it comes to WNBA. So.
All them haters, I left them for the work.